I was a Freemason for many, many years. I only watch reality TV, nothing else. Perhaps Charlie Rose. They're after me. They're trying to kill me. This is the closest to living a gypsy life. I give dating advice to anyone who pays me more than $5.
Whenever you're ready.
My soul sung by a tenor. Those who can hear me vanished into thin air, by spooks or by social shunnings and wept. Many can't hear, few ever do. Mystics are the ones who stay to listen to singing tenors. Mystic, I've self-produced a supplication for my life on earth. An inn can disturb the cosmetic alignment between the layman's soul and mind. Got one love for my true mystic. End to their morality before reaching repentance in their sin, and the weed helps deal with the bizarre thoughts. Those who can hear me vanished into thin air, by spooks or by social shunning and wept. Many can't hear, few ever do. Mystic are the ones who stay to listen to singing tenors. Mystic, I've been produced a supplication for life on earth. Marrying fortunes, forgetting nature and affection. Rate what is won and lost. Angels repay me in kisses. As demons bring up regrets, I have once forgotten I am damned either way. So when I cry at my tears take form, bitter and sweet, Shakespeare, I am never, am. When I was a little boy,
Whenever you're ready.
I love dancing. I've been doing it at a very young age, and ever since then, I've just loved it. It's given me a lot of opportunities, and yeah, I've been on TV, I've been traveling a bit, so yeah.
Damn it.
Follow me on all social media outlets. I want to be more famous than Justin Bieber. When I was a little boy, they'd tell me all these crazy things. She'll tell he was an evil man, and when in spite, he'll tell me to leave, and if I didn't kill her, he was going to poison me. As I grew, I realized both were just crazy, and there's nothing I can do or say that would bring them into life. There's a generation of people wanting to change the world. Though some often do, rare is the ones who want to change itself. And following through, So jazz is more technical, like a lot of technique, kicks, turns and jumps. As for hip hop, it's more like grounded and groovy and fun, so you can be free in hip hop and yeah. Mitch.
Be ready.
Ciao, io mi chiamo Luca, io mi piace ballare, io ho fatto ballare per 18 anni già e mi piace molto. As for the worry, no fondness towards such states, to the notion of being reminded that in angst, I could never express the love I have. O poetry, it is unbearable, for when I want to write on such matters, I can only think of love, rather than my own flaws of stepping forward and experience love. It's a source of sadness, to have passion and it doesn't burst in poetic jolts, filling out time of meaning and self-created poetry between our flesh, leaving behind only romance in memory. I've already lived in waiting, for it never happens by only accident. I've forgotten the words with which to tell you. I knew them once, but I've forgotten them, and now I'm talking to you without them, and worry more that it won't amount to anything. The swinging pendulum in my soul created a paradox and viewed all the faceless people. I go to the realistic, then I cry in the dark and go back to romantic filled with love. So with dancing you get a lot of career opportunities. You can go on cruise ships, TV, even commercial dancing. You can travel overseas. It broadens your horizon. Like it gives you a lot of opportunities that you can take, but with a lot of hard work. I've already lived in waiting, for it never happens by only accident. I've forgotten the words which to tell you. I knew them once, but I've forgotten them. And now I'm talking to you without them. And worry more that it won't amount to anything. The almost silent rain will heal me as it falls, as if the sound itself were a bed where I lay in your arms, letting the stream of life go by, unhurried and easy as I walk with you, when I wanted the hours to linger on and heaven to fall, and all the waters of the mighty world run through me as my memory of you runs through my walking body. I started a rap career in the 90s. It didn't go anywhere at the time, but now it's okay. I haven't made a record since then.
Whenever you're ready, okay?
Acting for me is really important. I love it a lot. It's taken me a fair few places, but I want to continue to evolve as an actor for the near future. Hopefully I move to LA and pursue a career there. If not, I'll just continue here and get whatever work I can. I just love it because it gives you a lot of different opportunities to play different characters and work with different people. And yeah, I'm just trying to be the best actor I can be.
You got any favorite actors or?
Favorite actor right now? Probably Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans. An in can disturb the cosmic alignment between the layman's soul and mind. got one love for my true mystics. Thing falls apart. Gypsies used to come in. Not anymore. It was fine. I liked them. They'll come and go. They'll come and they'll come. Had company time again.
What kind of styles do you do?
I do jazz, tap, hip hop, ballet, contemporary musical theatre, and acrobatics.
What does that incur?
Yeah, it incur like.
Involve?
Yeah, so basically it involves a lot of training to prep for shows and stuff and gigs. So it's a lot of hard work, but in the end it's worth it. I wasn't born in the woods. I found myself here. It's pretty cool. Teenagers come here for weed or sex. Sometimes both. I think the Illuminati is real. I used to have posters to plant around on the trees. I didn't do it to scare people. Like warning people that the woods are haunted. Yeah, it was a good experience, but it was a lot of hard work, a lot of labour work. But I enjoyed it. But then I continued to further my dancing career, so I left landscaping.
What was the dancing contract thing you did in Europe?
It was an 8-month contract dancing in a hotel, for a German company.
Okay. What does that mean?
Well, so basically, every day we go backstage by 10 o'clock, and depending
in the morning or?
Yeah. And then there's fitness classes from 9 to 6 or something. So it's 45-minute classes.
Yeah.
And then we do a show every second day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of show was it, or?
There was 8 different shows in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a dancing show like?
Like Michael Jackson's show or an Africa show.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of German company was it?
It was called Tui Magic Life.
Yeah.
Which is based in Germany.
Yeah.
But they've brought people from 30 plus different countries to work for them.
Yeah.
And there was 80 dancers all up, probably more. And plus you had the kids club, sporting game. So yeah, it was a good experience for me. I've been here for many years now. No one knows I'm here. Io sono andato a Europa per fare danza in Ibiza per 5 mesi e pure in Grecia per un mese.
Do you have any favourite movies or anything, or?
My favourite movie is probably 1994 Speed movie with Keanu Reeves.
How come?
There's just a lot of action and adrenaline, which I like.
What do you think about Keanu? Whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He knows how to play the part, and yeah, he really shows his character in the movie.
So you don't. What other stuff do you like to watch? Like what other movies and stuff?
I just like any action movie, really. Just a lot of, yeah, I like climatic movies, and just gives me a lot of adrenaline, which I like.
Whenever you're ready.
So while I was in Europe on my dance contract, I met a lot of people from all over the world. Yeah, there's just something about Europeans in general that's different to Australians. Like, they're more laid back and just accept anything and everything. It's kind of my vibe.
What countries have you visited?
I've been to Italy a few times. I've been to Spain, Greece, and Turkey.
What's the most different from Australia?
I guess Europe's different from Australia in terms of like the lifestyle and the culture. It's completely different compared to Australia.
What was Turkey like anyway?
Um, Turkey was alright. I didn't really enjoy it, but
How come? Just didn't.
yeah, no, it's just not for me, I guess.
Can you speak any Spanish or?
Nah.
Nah.
I haven't seen Bigfoot yet. As for to worry, no fondness towards such states, to the notions of being reminded that in angst I could never express the love I have. Oh, poetry is unbearable, for when I want to write on such matters, I can only think of love, rather than my own flaws of stepping forward and experience love. It's a source of sadness to a passion, and it doesn't burst in poetic jolts, filling our time of meaning and self-created poetry between our flesh, leaving behind only romance in memory. You can't body shame or nothing. You can't body shame or nothing. Shut up. Not sure why. Just try to part in it. Raw elements of emotion. I felt 10 before. They remain untamed and never again will enter another person. For now I'm all too common. No words could ever feel out a perfect poem. I'm currently at different stages of despair. Fine line of the sky. Slice red line of the horizon. And that rolly globe. Graceless note as a reminder there's poetry outside our very words. For now, it's salt over the road to heaven. Rituals hidden in the daytime. I'm an infant in the lands of holiness. Shapeless till then, like a drop in water. Even in my past dialogue spoken before, there's actions I'll be demanded that I'm accounted for. It's been a miserable week. Wearing no denim clothes. Nothing transcends earth. It's disturbing how we can see it all but never touch it or get a sniff of its scent. I have to rein to illness in order to devote myself to my own journey entirely. Nothing else held importance. A devastating delight. The results are incredibly affecting. And if I'm blessed, the end will translate to the remaining world. It's nice to know that humanity has not deserted me. Admitting vulnerabilities and caught between wanting to be touched and left alone. Stinge of silver lining from the bright moon that provides a glitter of diamonds over motions of broad ocean water. Ready to give birth those truly sorry. Pressed upon the soul of my consciousness, causing my heart to beat. as I saw so many lines where no beauty lives. It's rarely intriguing, shared too often, occasionally spitting out quotes to sound more intelligent, dismissing all mosaic laws, until fantasy is escaped. The mind is peril amongst all things unknown, burdening down the self-doubt and knowing personal flaws is too intimately. Though the jealousy of anyone else does not cease, the illusion of the past is attracting freedom to it. Tempt me to stay put, never to grow higher. Understanding chance. Marking marks and going underground. Culture muses. Never to be found, ashamed and scared. Leveling out never. Vacationing in depths of my mind, where I've never been. Blaring glare through cigarettes, smoke and nothing else. Forming poems with no heat, just natural passion. Fine arts. Talents for the arts. Something I can't relinquish. As colours of the earth change, depending on cosmos move, relentless of sensation. Going south of Eden, going my own way. Wild strawberries in summertime, aging never. Naked, sun-soaking, containing new knowledge. Transferring into talent, drawing attention, listening of ancient wisdom, rigid now. Coming towards your heart, the sun is glinted. Swapping places with the moon. Tarot cards govern all of at least our triggering points. The arts, the stuff that people derive dreams from. Breathing into what I know, leaving room to void for once to know. Not everybody needs love in it. Perhaps a flow to what that flow is. You'll never know until you read it. Always allows to whisper to enter your heart. Evil will still reign, because I know the tragic feeling of loving someone who wants nothing to do with you. It took a bit of life to experience to see it. Though what to do with all that love, with the person that is no longer there? Backing away to create distance in hope for clarity. Learning that one can live far better than the path chosen is out there. Rule of metaphysicals determines not all is given out freely, but known. Knowing now, I want to die with no regrets. So I overindulge everything now, speaking freely, to no cost to my personal soul, etching in the essence of humanity, creeping on you. There's no magic, just grandiose saturates the surface. While we live in modern times without chaplain, attention-seeking artist. Though I started green, it became fierce knowing I could reach my final goal. As to that love, is meeting that love and never touching their flesh. As the other tragedy is never meeting or knowing love at all. That single yearning has a strong bond, as there is my own secret. No matter life I'm living, I just want to be happy. It's an obnoxious feature of the bazaar markets that sell art for cheap to casual observers, that would rather pretend than accept their own status. The perspective on forever, walking on eggshells, promise of Zion, moving along the natural movements of flowing, sweeping symphonies, focusing on growing internal zen, broken lover over broken trust, telling lies to which once believed, seeing the number of the beast. It's been real and alive at the time, veiled in angels' dresses, to once held my hand, and I opened my heart too. Sabotage, regret breeding bitterness, nothing to do with warmth, but it's deep in its hate, changing actions to align with it all. Falling in love was childlike and wonder, just drinking with wine at the same time. I wasn't getting finer with time, as I once convinced myself of doing. The discovery of art, aesthetic words, building a barity heaven. As the world stops only for me, so I can dig to the core. Through the sparkling mist, leaving behind tales of generations ahead that haven't reached birth. I've been cursed and crucified by my own limitations, whether it be by conscious or physical. I don't know myself. only in the streamline of forever. Maybe I will. A warming thought of a goal in fantasy. Duty to self, at times, ugly. Falling into the closed-off rooms. I cut myself off, then forcing myself to pretend to be happy around others that had made no effort to know me. But when it's hard, strangers are the easiest to cry around. I more likely will never see them again. I'm afraid to face myself at times in my life. There are flaws that I wished was never there. It is why I love so hard at times. There's a colossal desire to fulfill something higher. That stop to write. Cause a voice embellishing inside won't sit still and keeps repeating in an articulating spoken voice. The mistakes I've done that presents itself in forms, shames. It's when I've gone too far. There's a difference between knowing how to love and showing it. Is the truest aesthetic experience creating art, or just a totality of one's life? Struggling opponent of crippling emotions, a movement through the soul, enormous swells to string, extending far and wide, through the hopes of arts, quotes, and other people. There's going to be some stuff in life that's going to make it hard to see the blessings. An insult to injury, rulers creating piety, trendsetters in culture presented like monks or philosophers, with no sense of trying, till one is willing to ode to Baphomet. Hollow horns otherwise formed as regular bodies, adding to daily pains, feel the moans of the poetics. I act to what I know, I react to what I don't. Left stuck in a ponder of wonder, where did all those years go? The king of the gods set distribution channels. As for the queen, beauty is in her. We're all guilty at face value. Mythology, legendary gossips in the wind. Look into my eyes. Can you see my soul? I haven't sold it yet. To what troubles my very worry? It's all too easy to learn into those I shouldn't as I decline those who I should. Paradox, preventing all from working me out. There is no longer duration of passages of fondness in my life, just small peculiar moments. It's a tasting of fruit before it goes sour. As increasing enlargement of the kingdom of men, so does wisdom, status and poverty of all. Lustful in the injustices, sweeping with ownership. Wanted fate, assigned at birth, but the idea of freedom needs to exist. So there's a little, at times, there is freedom, corruption. A swelling of nude, obscene scenes where the theatre cannot duplicate. National attributes are national symptoms of statewide shrines. Shameless keepers, young boys, keeping of ravishing beauty of girls. It's so easy to reach for the materials of the stoics, where their writings do not belong to the landscape of philosophers. Language is humanity's powerful weapon. It goes beyond poetry. It's an expression of ideas and wisdom, being passed through creation. But there is superstition in the nature of people, deluded alone, but it's normal in large crowds. It's been situated in the timeline of immortality, passing from ancient knowledge to the modern, where future prediction is prophecy. Clinging to an ideal, displeasing of certain things, divine or not. It would be cool either way if we landed on the moon or not. My collection in art is a collection of forms of my personal belongings and my personal longings. I haven't read every book, seen every film, listened to every song, nor have I danced enough, but trust me, it's on my list. I don't want to be special or unique to everyone, just those who love me. That goes anything poetic. This poetry is attention calling from me to others. It's not what I crave, nor it is food for my poetry. It's just I cannot spend my entire time alone. individually my selfishness with humanity. It's all too easy to endure than to change anything about me, right or wrong. Embedded thoughts, in hopes to match my morals. Being saddened is seeing the daily mundane without its charming veils. Depression of what people do. Left questioning, what was I thinking? A whisper that dares, a toil of letting go, a fight to push forward, a combination of painful truths morphing into something else, a tear dropping, where coming of age is no longer a cliche, but something extremely personal. It's only in opera where tragedy happens and shrugged his shoulders while emptying his pockets. I've been told I was handsome like a dancer. Life is life. Sometimes I cannot change. Breathing in perfume from exotic lands and I myth is alive somewhere. Perhaps it's what I'm looking for. A place where I can be accepted. Children are public figures and now I'm on the road. I think people change for the worse when people ignore them enough. I don't think any dream is worth missing out on the blessings of knowing another person or allowing the ones you love to know you. But that's the price to pay. You chase your dreams and miss out on love, or you get loved as you love but end up elsewhere. As for the paradox, I think I'll call it fate. But playing it safe comes at a cost that isn't obvious. I don't belong to theatre. I always feel that I don't fit in. When people get too close, they fret in fright, running back east. I'm not clever with words. I ponder and let them flow here. It's easy to push people away. It feels right, doesn't it? The world gets smaller. The walls get taller. Isolation is something else. Now all masks have grinds. Coffee isn't as strong. I'm always missing out on something where we hide our shame. Shame is felt to be paid for our sins, made from our hands. As our hearts become torn, we bleed inside and say nothing about it. But a bird can sing in any mood. To rephrase on being loved by another is precious to me. Memories to something I can never part from. To where I am is another's nowhere, and I have no say in it. I've done nothing to another. I can never change that. Many forces influence everyone, but nothing is safe from flaws, whether it's the expression of language in text or doctrines. I'm thirsty, improving the importance of conspiracy theories and wisdom yet not gained. When reading, be aware of the flaws of the text, knowledge of the right and their skill, but the fear of losing someone, something, whatever can turn the mind into overload, restlessness. Karim is an opinion in. The problem with truth lays in infinite wisdom, making absolute hard to find, pulling forth myth. Immortality can kill desire. To how we perceive things makes a difference, but to whatever isn't here is somewhere else. Leave here now, knowing that tomorrow has the potential to be anything. Though definite truths cannot change. Know when to be humble. I'm not elevating off the ground. One's own self-realization is one's greatest gift to themselves, for the world. I don't know, since 1945 I haven't met anyone named Aldorf. I'm not getting into the pool, it's where people pee. Desire isn't wrong. It can be a sign that something is missing. It's whether you seek outside or in. The choice is yours. But destiny will happen. You have to read in philosophy more. Reforming the world starts and ends with individuals. For what mortals love, they will boast about it as they condemn vices while act on them privately when they draw attention to their virtues. Things will be kept from being perfect. Praise how absurd everything is. Paranoia comes with awareness, and I'm a nobody. We're in Wonderland right now. My fireflies belong to me and at times I want to pack my bags, Worry only about the clothes on my back, a packet of cigarettes, and leave somewhere else where it can all become too familiar. Everything is endless. Try to grow to love, follow the creatures sweeping down to hell. Fine. Call it demons if you must. For most, that's the best thing their own imagination can conceptualize. People are people are their prized pleasures to take with them and eventually turn into them. Lust can be good. We've got something inherent in us and encourages us to be a bit more carnal, sinful, selfish, and so on. Most just keep it a bit better kept inside the privacy of their own home. After all, in a democratic system, Hitler got voted in. Not in vain, read this. Do not concern yourself from where, how, or why I write this. Death will come. The end of the world will come. Just ask yourself, what will come first? Work for everything, but cherish nothing. The transition, you'll never be permitted to take anything with you. Just your soul to what makes you good and your sins to which you've committed, and will atone for at gunpoint. When you hear your fate, you will either be a total blessing or something completely unjust. Both will last forever after death or the end times. Solemn poets, be master of your word. Painters, be master of your strokes. Musicians, be master of each note. Do not live in angst, people. Life will be better before this time. Without anxiety, or at least some joy will be experienced and not something to be yearning for. Wild beasts will come and rape your first daughter and chop off the private of your firstborn, without a care, and its master will teach them how. Humanity is only a glint, one glint, like a star, pretty from a distance, something to philosophize over. That learn, but close at face sight, the star is already dead. Whoever said the struggle will stop today? A lot of mystics dead and never to be martyred. Plus, you don't have any gold to give away, so you can remove your past. Underslug sky. Now it is not the time for fear. That comes later. Desolate, intense, recent, nothing at the same time of everything. Bloated with both virtue and lust. Malice, for life wanted melody instead. People got melody. The creature stepping over Earth's land. People run. As they vary military shoots and ending fail. It's not monster film. People run. Some stop to pay homage and offer their souls. As the so-called demon stuck them up, those people turn to sin and fucking orgy form an iron race become. For some, if they're going to be talented, it's far better than to be such of someone in great fame to things they've always wanted to do to one another. Most people die. The creatures set up camp. Astana. Take over and demands complete the whole obedience. Holy books burn. Slave for the rest still living, though mostly dark ashes fall from the sky. Grey colour themes, burning bodies left on the ground and homeless children asking for their mother's walk. All people see is their personal fear. Lukewarm life is the best. Daring not to live any more or any better. Once a servant to one's life, now just a servant to dying days. Violet in all violence. Voiceless tears inside interior chambers. Cry private praise. Not even confessing to one another. Muted silence between people. Saturate this earth. Marching to Zion. They've given up. And no network of hope or revolt. In harmony, all remaining poets weep at a blanket and shared devil that everyone is experienced under the rule. To the police, the tempest wrath, those demons that tagged along. This is a neo-empire outshining those before. It's a shame that stupidity isn't painful to one's whole entire essence. Wanting aviators, getting none, over a 1,000-year period. Lavish pillars rise. It's that humanity forgot about the Godhead figure. They simply forgot. New omens provide a new scent for Earth. Astana remains the capital of Earth. with different races of tiled skin, fishing tongues, tall green. People's private hell to prolong. The rich kill any animal and tear off their skin. Use it as fur coats. They smile. So let's take a trip where anyone can pimp, limp, masturbate in public or spend money on any mofo. Getting lonely. I can't control it. Pass me the blunt. Let's roll it up. Perhaps it's doubting anything that will bring pain. Not knowing the truth that I had been hoping for to bring me freedom. Supreme Leader is now the title of the creature. And everywhere he goes, a virgin whores, both men and women, preferably if they are under the age of 16. Because they haven't been broken. With no floods, no locusts. Some disease, murder became normal and a bit of rape. No money, a lot of silver. A neon royalty line is produced amongst people's blood. A half-caste between those demons and virgins, both male and female, swallowing eternity, as any...
Ready?
The swinging pendulum in my soul created a paradox, and viewed all faceless people. I go back to the realistic, then I cry in the dark and go back to the romantics and be filled with love.